The Spaniards Franco has died. In 1975, we will see the Spain we had known until then change, the one that my parents and grandparents saw rise from an atrocious civil war. After 40 years of governing the Spanish people, in November of that year, Franco died after a long and painful illness, in addition to his advanced age. I was 12 years old, and I remember seeing and hearing everything on television and on the radio. I clearly remember the message of the Prime Minister Arias Navarro, with his eyes brimming with tears, telling us, "Spaniards, Franco is dead." I consider and recognize that many Spaniards will celebrate it and toast to it, since many were exiled. Others will mourn his absence and wonder what will happen next. The memory of the Civil War loomed large in those who experienced it firsthand, and there was an atmosphere of unease and fear, sometimes mixed with a certain relief. We all contemplated the funeral and the endless walk to the funeral chapel of the Generalissimo. Some perhaps out of obligation, others because they were really going to miss him. And so, one era ended in Spain and another one began, where people saw freedom, or at least thought so, and where we will see huge changes in all fields, from politics to music, through cinema, literature, our lives in general. In those days, we continued with our lives in our house, and although history was changing, the lives of ordinary people continued inexorably. I remember with nostalgia going with my mother on Saturdays to the central market of Zaragoza, which was built in 1903, the year my paternal grandfather was born, to buy things at a better price than in the neighborhood and to buy some food that we could not find there. I fondly remember that there was a small shop in the streets of the central market, one of the streets of one of the oldest neighborhoods in Zaragoza, if not the oldest, and which was also the neighborhood where my father was born, raised, and played. In that store, there was an elderly lady, and there my brother and I exchanged our comics. We didn't buy new ones, no. We exchanged them. Once we had read them, we left those, took others that we had not read, and incidentally, sometimes we bought some sweets. They were pleasant Saturdays, and going to the central market was quite an adventure, seeing huge fishmongers' stalls with piles of all kinds of fish, poultry, butchers, greengrocers, everything we could imagine. We always went there on a small bus, a yellow minibus that would later disappear from service. He would leave us near our house and dropped us off right there, near the central market. I loved that vehicle. It was very small, very personal. I don't think it could fit more than 20 people. On Sundays, we were at home listening to music, watching television, reading, preparing our school bags for Monday to go to school again, my brother going to his neighbor and friend Edu's house, or going down to the street to play. Sometimes they took us to the neighborhood cinema, which was right in front of my school and was called Cine Palacio. Sometimes my grandfather took us, sometimes my parents, and when we were old enough, being so close, we went alone. Of course, we always watch movies only for children under 14 years old. Also, in that house, two pets came into our lives, the first ones. One was a kitten that my father picked up and which we named Solfi because of the love of music. Solfi was a great tabby cat, but he had a flaw. At that time, cats or any other animals were sterilized, and although he had her little box for his needs, he was quotation marks, leaving a trail everywhere. Sofas, beds, and carpets. And that produced a bad smell that was difficult to eliminate. So, one night, in the early hours of the morning, my father, the same one who rescued him, abandoned him again forever in a construction site or something like that. My brother and I cried a lot the next day. Then Toby will arrive. Toby was a dog that my father also rescued, coming from work one night. When he rescued him, he must have been 1 year old or a year and months. I had been terribly afraid of dogs since I was little, an atrocious fear that I have not yet been able to explain, nor have my parents. I was so scared that I was able to let go of my mother's hand and run to the road when I saw a dog, not thinking about whether a car could run me over, or turn pale when I saw a puppy in someone's arms, a puppy so small that it couldn't do anything to me. Sometimes I think that in another life I must have been attacked by a wolf or a dog or something like that. But that day my father brought that dog at night, and I remember that he brought him to my room. And I started to get not hysterical but very scared, and he told me, "Don't worry, honey, he won't do anything to you. Touch him and you'll see how everything goes well." And as I caressed that pointer under a sea of doubts, my fears dissolved, and a smile was painted on my face, and the next day I had lost all fear of dogs. Toby was my catharsis of that hitherto unfounded panic, and I loved that dog very much. We all wanted it. That dog was with us for approximately 5 years, and the poor thing died at that age or a little more. He died of a disease called parvovirus, which at that time was practically unknown and had no remedy. But we have a lot of anecdotes with Toby. Toby saved us one afternoon from a horrible storm, where a large hailstorm fell with ice balls the size of lemons. My brother and I took him out for a walk, and Toby insisted on going home. He didn't want to go anywhere. The sky was very overcast, but nothing foreshadowed the tremendous storm that was about to fall, except the dog. That dog foreshadowed it and pulled us home as if to say, "Don't go anywhere." So in the end, we listened to him. We entered the doorway, and just as we entered and went up to the 5th floor of our house, we began to hear the huge bangs and the thunder of hail on the Eurolit roofs of the building, resounding as if it were the end of the world and creating dread in the three of us, because that building was huge and the sound was multiplied by 3 as in a cathedral. That hailstorm shattered windows, shutters, smashed cars, and hurt a lot of people. And our dog, Toby, literally saved us from at least being injured by one of those ice storms. We took him out for walks in the fields that were still there, where we used to go with my grandfather. He played with us, also with our friends. He learned to pee in a potty, and he was a loyal, faithful, and very fun dog. When he died, my father cried like a child. He died at home. It's not like today when you take them to the vet and euthanize them. He died in his agony. He died naturally, as dogs have always died. And the next day I found him on the balcony in another house we were already living in, covered with a blanket, cold and dry. And I couldn't believe it was Toby. We mourned him for a long time, my brother, I, and the whole family. I hope you're in dog heaven, Toby, with all my pets, and I thank you for being the one who triggered my love for dogs and the one who triggered my loss of fear of dogs and their entire breed.